Wandering Winder here, back with some 3-player. We've got Rebuild, Salt the Earth. This is the kind of thing where Rebuild. So here's a difference between 2-player and 3-player that I think is actually more pronounced. You've got Rebuild, which often works by like largely just destroying all these points, which can be effective in a 2-player game. Going to be quite a bit less effective with more players, I think. Um, I'm still going to go for it because it's sport. I don't know. Um, that's a lot of develops they're going for, and I don't quite understand it. Um, but yeah, like there's just more provinces to get through here, which is gonna be problem. Um, I'm kind of tempted to swamp hag here. You develop. You're going to advance, I guess. Let's just start the rebuilding. Name province. Pay debt. Now I wish I'd swamp hagged. Although I guess like neither of you are actually buying cards, so maybe this is just fine. Okay, you're also going for this rebuild thing. Um, so now I have to decide what I want to buy here. It's probably another Overlord. But if you're now again, difference to 3-player. If you're joining me on rebuilding, I think I should get another Overlord here. If you're joining me on rebuilding, then it's going to go much better for us because there's 2 of us. You named Curse. You have 2 estates in hand. You're going to buy another Overlord here. You are. I think I'm also going to get a 3rd one. Just like the money doesn't help that much. So, okay, these things are really running out. I don't understand the develop stuff if what you're doing is rebuild. Okay, let's start by naming the duchy, I guess. Now we're gonna. This is gonna not trigger a shuffle, right? Because I had all money last turn. Great. Probably off buying more overlords here. I mean, also the duchies aren't going to run out, which is a bit different. Wait, you're now also doing some rebuild things? Okay. I mean, me being first player has got to help me a lot if this is what all of us are doing. Developing a develop into an estate. That is something. Yeah, yeah. I think we're going to play this as rebuild. We're going to name the duchy so that we can turn this estate into a duchy. That's not a good set of discards for us. I think I just want to buy a silver here. Okay, we're probably going to buy a duchy now with 5. You going to take another overlord here, or are you going to say, nah, I'm done? Okay, this is good. You don't have a rebuild or rebuild equivalent in hand. Grab the duchy. Okay. So you've bought an estate, which is, I don't know, might be fine. A little worried about the duchies running out now. I should have 2 overlords down here. But there should also be a duchy down here. Trying to figure out what I want to... Oh, okay, so if you've played the Swamp Hag there, I'm sure not going to buy something. Okay, you can turn this into a rebuild or something, but I'm sure not going to take an estate if it comes with a curse. Yeah, let's rebuild. We skipped both the overlords. That's not good. I'm not going to buy anything. Okay, this is excellent. This is excellent. So there goes one more duchy. You have some money here. So I have 2 provinces and 2 duchies here. You're going to buy a duchy? Yep. So we'll rebuild. And we're going to name province. I'm going to turn this into a province. Now, if I rebuild again and then buy a duchy, or I can... If I play villain, I can't get to 8 money here. I'm just trying to figure out how concerned I am about the game ending on me, but I think we just go for this. Okay, that's good. This is good. This is not good. Why did I think... Yeah, I would have liked to have at least 4 money here. We'll see. I mean, I think I'm going to defeat player 2. Player 3 could nip me still. I will buy a state here if I have the turn. I have 4 provinces and a duchy. Let's keep that in mind. Yeah, I would have liked to have at least 4 here to be able to threaten salting the earth. You are rebuilding now. Okay. I mean, that might bode okay for me. I'm surprised you played the second one as cartographer. I mean, I think you're pretty much out of it here. And by it, I mean contention. I guess I'm unlikely to not at least tie for first here. Bit unlikely. Developing another copper, buying an estate, sure. So now, turn 11, you're going to rebuild. And actually, I could just still lose here. You're going for the Swamp Hag, not the rebuild. Do I want to buy an estate that comes with a curse? Nope. I really wish I had 4 money to be able to salt a province here. But yeah, the estate that comes with the curse isn't going to help me. Okay. If we get a turn, we win. on our turn. There goes the Swamp Hag. I'm actually very happy that you played the Swamp Hag because it's going to make it hard for you to win here. Yeah, you turn that into a province. Actually, do you even have another duchy in your deck? Haven't really been tracking. No, I've got the only one in mine. There's a lot. Yeah, okay, so I'm just actually just going to win. Unless you have the money in hand to province, but I don't know that you can off of 4 cards. Maybe. Maybe you can. If you play the villain here, and these cards are all coppers, then you can buy province and win. Otherwise, I'm going to win. You might be deciding whether you're just gonna, okay, so you're villain. That makes sense. But you're just short on money. Are you gonna salt this province? Are you gonna salt an estate? Okay. So there's the win for us. Sure. And we'll buy an estate for funsies. And yeah, so interesting thing about it being 3-player here, because 2 of us went for rebuild, we were going to be able to really effectively lower these green piles, really hurt somebody building longer, even more than a 1-player rebuild would have, right? Because 2 of us went for it. We each only have to get through 6 duchies and provinces, 6 provinces each being the biggest thing, to just end the game on this 3rd player, well, who is actually 2nd player here. But on the flip side, right, if I was the only one to go for rebuild, neither of these did that, and they both built, things get much harder for me as the rebuild player, because at that point, I have to get through 12 provinces to end the game, so it's going to give them more time. I just thought with Salt the Earth here, and because you can play rebuild differently than you would in 3-player, that it was probably still worth it for me to go for. Maybe not, I don't know. But that's mostly because, like, this board is pretty weak. There aren't extra gains except for develop, which is hard to do a lot with. There's no 4 costs, for instance. The thinning is pretty poor. It's also only develop. The attacks aren't going to hurt me as a rebuild player that much, I don't think. There's the Overlord open. The deck control is slow to get together, right? For draw, you have to go with City Quarter and Royal Blacksmith, both of which are very expensive. So, like, all of these things combine to make the alternatives to rebuild look especially weak here. Although I'm not entirely convinced you couldn't play some, like, villain Swamp Hag money thing and be at least somewhat competitive. Yeah, I don't know. Somehow all of their developing didn't quite convince me. Although with advance, maybe some develop is fine. It's hard to say. Anyway, that's this game. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next Thursday.